The 3:30 p.m. meeting of the Bakersfield City Council is now in session.
Good afternoon. It's my pleasure to call to order the 3:30 regular City Council meeting of August 5th, 2026. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Mayor Go.
Here.
Vice Mayor Core.
Here.
Councilmember Arias. Councilmember Gonzalez. Councilmember Weir.
Here.
Councilmember Smith.
I'm here.
Councilmember Coman.
Here.
And Councilmember Bashirtosh.
Here.
Thank you. Once again, for those of you who've been here before, this will be our second meeting trying out a new system. And so we just ask that you give us grace. And we're giving everyone grace on this. You know, with new systems, sometimes there are little glitches. We had some legislation come down that now requires us to do telephonic communication for public statements. And so we're all going to work together to make it work. In keeping with Council's resolution, the public statements portion is divided into two periods. There's a period for items listed on the meeting agenda and items not on the meeting agenda. Additionally, pursuant to changes in state law, the City Council will now accept public statements via phone and in person. Statements for items listed on this afternoon's agenda are given a 2-minute time limit, 10 minutes for participants by phone, and 10 minutes for in-person participants for 20 minutes total. Statements regarding items not listed on the agenda are also given a 2-minute time limit, 10 minutes for participants by phone, 10 minutes for in-person participants. If you have written comments that are longer than your verbal statement, give them to the clerk, who will give copies to the council. If you're here to make a public statement, please register using the kiosk at the back of the chambers where you entered. Staff are available to assist if needed. We ask that you select whether you're here to speak on an item listed on this afternoon's agenda or in a matter not on the agenda. Speakers who do not identify a specific agenda item will be presumed speakers for non-agenda portion. Those speakers will be called during the non-agenda portion of the meeting. Everyone in attendance is expected in person or by phone is expected to adhere to the rules of decorum established by the City Council. Failure to abide by the city's rules of decorum, including any disruptive behavior that interferes with our ability to have an orderly and efficient meeting, prevents the City Council from conducting the business of the city. Consider this a first warning to everyone participating that conduct that disrupts this meeting may result in expulsion and or the chambers being cleared. Behavior that disrupts the meeting includes repetitive statements, shouting, hate speech, interrupting staff or presenters during the meeting, speaking out of turn, outbursts from the audience. Telephonic participants are expected to adhere to the same rules of decorum as those attending in person. And Madam Clerk, just for the record, Councilmember Gonzalez entered at 3:32. Madam Clerk, do we have any public speakers regarding items not listed on the agenda? We'll start first with phone comments, if we do have those.
We have 4 requests to speak on non-agenda public statements. All 4 speakers are in person. The first speaker is Ellen Schaffhauser, followed by Eddie Lane.
And we'll just ask those of you who are speaking to adjust the microphone to your level, please. Welcome.
Thank you. Great. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
All right. My name's Ellen Schaffhauser. I'm from the Kern River Valley, and I volunteer for Valley Watch Network. It's a volunteer organization, and what many of us are doing right now here in Bakersfield, only about 3 blocks down from here, is that we wait outside of the immigration office every day. Detainees are coming out of there, and they are helped by us in order to get home. And if they weren't helped by us, they would be basically looked at as homeless people. We've helped over 700. I know there's more actually, but I don't want to give a specific amount. And this is ever since January. So you need to know what's happening in this town, because you could have a homeless population that explodes here if it weren't for us. It would be great to get donations. Just remember, Valley Watch Network. Anybody who's listening, please think about that. But I'm also saying it because of that topic of Sanctuary City. These people come out of there because they've been abducted. because the system is illegal, because their abduction for 7 to anywhere longer than that, months, are in these detention centers, then they're released because of habeas corpus. They were illegally detained, and that's our system. And that's what's being dumped into our city, and we're helping them to get home, all the way to Miami, New Jersey, New York, Idaho, many other places. So please keep that in mind. You'll hear from me again. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
The next speaker is Eddie Lane, followed by Serenity Hansford.
Welcome. Please introduce yourself.
I'm Eddie Lane. Glad to be here again. Today's topic is trees, and I want to give a brief report and shout out to the mayor for attending Monday afternoons, early evenings community meeting, and of course for Council Member Arias for sponsoring that, along with Building Healthy Communities and Sierra Club and Leadership Council. What I'm passing out today is a handout that we used that day, and I will tell you that we had good, even though it was hot, good community participation and lots of really good ideas in terms of trees. The whole idea here is this. This council allocated $500,000 for trees up front. So now we have a tree budget. So let's develop a community-based plan to use those funds and use them well. And let's track those funds. So the next year, when we're talking about the budget, people can see where the trees were planted and can know that they are benefiting the community at large. That's the intent. We had lots of comments come. I wanted to share a couple. One was that we need to have trees at bus stops because it's so hot here, and that was an important comment. Another is that we need to think about, and this came from our doctor who was one of the panelists there, Dr. Pilato of Cal State, is that we need to maybe give trees to schools in economically disadvantaged areas. So happens, last night I was at the Bakersfield City School District Board, and I mentioned that, and there seemed to be a positive response. So we do have momentum. We need to develop a plan, give it to the council. The problem, though, I'm going to leave this, is that we planted a tree. The city planted a tree in the last 2 weeks. I'm going to leave it here. It's by Dagny's. This is not the time to plant trees. This is a wake-up call. We need to save our planting for later. Thank you very much. I'll leave that there. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please, Madam Clerk.
The next speaker is Serenity Hansford, followed by Michael Turnipseed.
Welcome. Please
Hi,
introduce
family.
yourself.
My name is Serenity Hansford. This is my second time at a city hall meeting, and I am adjusting. I am here with my intention to join the community that is requesting for Bakersfield to be a sanctuary city. I've just recently started learning more about what a sanctuary city is. And I think that it is the least we can do for the community that is being affected by ICE. I think that it's incredible that we have the power to do it. And I think from what I've learned, it looks like the only reason why people would be against it is because it's going to cost the police money. If there's an immigrant and they break the law, what I've learned is that they're going to go to jail, and then the federal government would say, hey, keep him because we want him because he's illegal. And we get to say no. We get to say it's giving the city the ability to say no. What's the opposite of not being able to say no? It's just forced. And I might be stuttering and not know exactly about everything that I'm talking about, but what I do know is that my voice does matter. And I also want to encourage people who are watching or in the audience who came and maybe aren't going to talk, because I am nervous, but I know I have good points. And I know that the challenges that I face can be overcome. And I'm excited to be here. I am. There's some other stuff I was going to say, But I think that's it. I'm supporting sanctuary cities in Bakersfield. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please, Madam Clerk.
The next speaker is Michael Turnipseed.
There's
Welcome.
so much to talk about, Madam Mayor. Since there's 4 minutes left on the clock, could you extend me, since I'm the last speaker, the whole 4 minutes?
I know you'll speak very efficiently in 2 minutes.
All right, I'd like you all to get these. They're all different. There's 4 piles on 4 issues. And so I'll wait till you get it in front of you before my time starts so you can kind of follow my comments.
It's always very helpful when you have the written documents. Thank you.
Do. Can't go to the theater without a program.
All right, Mr. Turnipseed, I think we have the materials. Go ahead.
Okay. Madam Mayor, members of the council, Michael Turnipseed, I represent the Kern County Taxpayers Association. My first handout is on public comment. I sat at a meeting and watched 4 people not be able to reach the council at the last meeting. And I think a better idea would be if you take your 10 minutes, divide it by the number of speakers. It's better to give somebody a minute and let everybody talk, or even down to, say, I would say 30 seconds is the minimum, because that gives you time to say, I'm against it and this is why. But I think the fact that people are not allowed to speak is a crime in itself. Secondly is on the consolidated annual financial reports. Since 2021, the city has been regularly late on filing these very important documents. They're not a month late, they are 14 months late. You know that? And that's a council responsibility on accountability. So it didn't happen 1 year, it didn't happen 2 years. And in my report, I put a chart together with all the filing dates from when you close the books to when the auditor does something and when the council gets it and when the report's released, and you can't find it anywhere on your website. I have used 4 different sources scouring city websites trying to get information and can't find it. The next thing is, I call it the downtown disaster, what's going on 18th and 19th, and the lack of the city's consideration of the public and businesses downtown that have had businesses adversely affected as much as 80%. And that really needs to go into your planning and your contracting. It's one thing to tear the sidewalk out and then wait. Oh God, I got one more thing to do. tear out the sidewalk and leave it for 2 months and not put it back. If you tear the sidewalk out, replace it the next day. I have one more thing to comment about, and that's the Bank of America building. When you ask for information, I've been asking for information for a long period of time, and what I'm going to come to the conclusion is the undisclosed. I've asked for, what do you think the deferred maintenance is in that building? Because it is going to be phenomenal. It's a 50-year-old building. It will double the cost of your building, which will make this another Thomas Rhodes project that went from $700 million to $1.5 billion. This is going to go from 14 million, double.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you for
Turnipseed.
your time and consideration.
Thank you. Councilmember Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Turnipseed. Just a question about the financial audit. I think Mr. Turnipseed expresses a concern that many of us have had regarding the timeline of completing those audits and publicly releasing those documents. What is our strategy to get up to date and timeline? And also, before you get there, I do want to make a referral that we post online and make it very transparent the process moving forward for our audit timelines and when we will deliver those documents to the public.
Yeah, thank you, Councilmember Gonzalez. Mayor and Council, as we've discussed for the last several years, we have been delayed on our financial reporting. Initially, that was as we were implementing our ERP, our Enterprise Resource Planning, new financial software update. And then the year following that, the ability to actually get a specific capital improvement projects report out of that new system also caused us some additional delays. The good news is that ERP system's fully implemented. We have that reporting capability now. We actually, not because of any issues over performance, but we had a regular term completion of our external financial auditor contract. And the new firm that has been selected for the next 5 years of our external financial auditing, we asked them if they could expedite and work double this coming year to produce 2 audits in a single year so that we could catch back up. They've made that commitment. We're going to be able to produce our audit for last year with about a 50% reduction in that time delay. And by next February, we'll be back on track to have our audit for this current year that we're closing done in February of next year. Right. So we're going to do 2 in 1 year.
Great. And in just like 10 seconds, for the benefit of the public, what is an ERP? Why is that so important?
It is our core financial system, all of our general ledger that holds our budgets, our accounting, debits and credits, and across an organization of our size that's very large. There's a lot of information that's stored in there. It's our core financial software system.
And how often do we adopt a new ERP? Because it's been quite some time. This is not like something we do annually.
That's a great question and good point, Councilmember. Typically, a best practice is to try and have at least an upgrade or a replacement every 7 to 10 years, just with the life cycle of technology in sort of our worlds today. We waited 30 years to replace our...
30 years.
Correct. So
it's unacceptable.
It was a big catch-up. It was made possible because we had resources available through the Public Safety Vital Services tax to catch up on some of these deferred projects.
Another benefit of PSVS, by the way, is that we were able to actually get into the 21st century and actually adopt a system that is
modern.
That is modern and in alignment with best practices of most cities throughout the country and most big corporations. And that I think some of us can reasonably expect some efficiencies to be gained as a result of adopting a more modern system. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely, Council Member. It was very important for us to make that investment so that we could be up to best practices, and we will get those efficiencies. Also, we were able to get just numbers out of the old system. It worked, but we couldn't get detailed reports or customized reports or visualized reports that are going to give management and council and the community much better ability to really understand and track what's going on with our finances.
Great. I appreciate that. It sounds like overall a win for the city. Thank you again, Mr. Turnipseed. I also want to mention 18th and 19th Street. I agree. There has been a lot of missteps. It is not often that the city does big projects in the urban core, so it is welcomed. It's a short-term pain for a long-term gain. However, the pain has been disproportionately placed upon certain small businesses, and I've been able to work with our business owners along with our Public Works team. They've done a fantastic job. But I do want to make a referral tonight that as we proceed with the project, that we're working more diligently with those business and property owners and making sure that they have access to parking and also to their businesses, because it's unfair that they have to bear the brunt of the real impacts related to business. But long term, this is a big deal for downtown Bakersfield. As I mentioned in the past, something that I've been working on for the last 10 years. And now that we're finally seeing this project in fruition, my hope, and I think the hope of all of us in the city, is that it actually brings new business and new economic activity to the downtown core. Thank you again, Mr. Turnipseed. Appreciate you.
Councilmember Coleman.
Thank you, Mayor. For the city manager, Mr. Turnipseed raised some questions about the Bank of America project. I think I forwarded you a list of his questions and concerns. Do you mind if you have somebody follow up with him and provide him the information he's looking for?
We can do that, council member.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, do we have any other speakers in this category?
That was our last speaker for non-agenda public statement. We have not received any requests to speak for agenda items.
All right. Thank you. Next item, please.
Appointments item 3A, League of California Cities, Cal Cities 2026 Annual Conference, appointment of voting delegates.
Thank you. Mr. Clegg.
Yeah, Mayor and Council, this is our annual item where, as the League of Cities holds a board meeting, they have resolutions that they vote on, and we typically designate one member of your body to vote on behalf of the city. For the last several years, Mayor Go has served in that function, with Councilmember Arias also often as our alternate, sometimes has been our delegate, but it typically takes place on the Friday of that conference, and it depends on year to year who's planning on being in attendance of that conference. But we just need to have one delegate appointed, and we typically do this by a nomination process of the council.
Vice Mayor.
I'd like to nominate Councilmember Larry Coleman to be our voice at the League of Cities, and Councilmember Eric Arias as our alternate. Thank you.
And is that a motion?
That is a motion.
You have a motion. Please cast your votes.
Thank you, Councilmember Coleman, for volunteering.
Motion is unanimously approved.
I see
Thank
everybody
you.
was agreeing with the vote for somebody else doing something. So
That just means you have to stay to the very end.
We trust
of
you.
the
We all
meeting.
trust you.
Madam Clerk, next item, please.
16 appointments to the Youth Commission for the 2026-27 school year. A staff memorandum was provided, transmitting 2 additional applications. Applications were received from Shashank Ramasubramanian, James Roy, December Stoutling, Caitlin Hentges, incumbent, Jasmine Bajwa, incumbent, Mia Clifford, incumbent, Millicent Klaus, Nathaniel Catalan, incumbent, Tegan Lahammer, Stravya Pudapedi, incumbent, Samar Singh, Imandeep Matharu, incumbent.
Thank you, Madam City Clerk. These appointments are by the mayor and council member. Therefore, I'm going to call on each council member to share his nomination. At this time, I will be nominating Mia Clifford as my regular commission member. Mia has already served on the Youth Commission for 2 years. She's a senior at BHS. She's a National and French Honor Society member and a 4-year varsity starter in both tennis and soccer, and she serves as ASB Athletic Commissioner. I'll also nominate Simar Singh, as the alternate, who's a senior at BCHS. She is the first girl in Kern County to receive an award at the Regeneron International Science and Engineering Fair, and also captured first place in the Kern County Science Fair. Next, Vice Mayor Core, your nominations, if you're ready at this time.
I will pass today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councilmember Arias.
Thank you, Mayor. Question for our city clerk. Could we, for those who are incumbents, can we list out which wards they are representing currently?
And just council members, just so you know, they no longer have to be in that specific ward. So you can choose from anyone. You might want to choose somebody from your ward, but it's not one of the requirements any longer.
Got it.
If council and mayor will bear with me here just a moment, I can tell you the incumbents where they stand. Mia Clifford, who's already been appointed, was an incumbent for Ward 2. Thank you. Sarvia Pudipedi is the incumbent for Ward 3. Matharu is the incumbent for Ward 1 alternate appointee. Caitlin Henches is the alternate for Ward 3. Jasmine Bajwa is the alternate for Ward 5. And I believe Nathaniel Catalan is the Ward 4 incumbent.
Thank you so much. With that, I'll make a motion, or excuse me, make a recommendation that Iman Deep serve as my primary appointments, and Tegan Lahammer as my alternate for Ward 1.
Thank you, Councilmember Arias. Councilmember Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mayor. I was going to appoint Mia Clifford to serve a second term representing Ward 2, but since she's been already appointed, I will I will pass tonight.
Okay. Councilmember Weir.
Thank you, Mayor. I believe both my people are on there, and we'll just leave them in that position.
That would be Saraya Pudipedi is the current Ward 3 regular appointment.
Yes.
And Caitlin Henches is the Ward 3 alternate appointment.
Perfect.
Thank you, Councilmember Weir. Councilmember Smith.
Thank you, Mayor. The incumbent for Ward 4 was Nathaniel, and I didn't get the last name. Catalan. So I would nominate him as the commissioner, and as alternate, I would nominate December Schulting.
Thank you, Councilmember Smith. Councilmember Coleman.
This is for the clerk. Did you just say that Caitlin Henges is assigned in Ward 3? I can't say her name. H-E.
That is correct, Councilmember.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. So I'm going to pass it this time, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. And Councilmember Bashir Tosh.
Yeah, I would like to wait until the next meeting as well.
Thank you. And City Clerk, just to clarify it, this is one of those commissions where we have not closed the application period. Is that correct?
That is correct, Mayor. There is a open application on our city's online boards and commissions portal that can be filled out at any time.
Thank you. So you're all free still to reach out to people if you know people, or just spread the word. Thank you. And now, Vice Mayor, if you can make the motion, please. Just on the ones that are named.
Motion to appoint all nominations to the Bakersfield Youth Commission. Thank you, Jenny.
You have a motion. Please cast your votes.
Motion is unanimously approved.
Thank you, and thank you to all the youth commissioners who are willing to serve. Madam Clerk, next item, please.
Closed session, item 5A, Public Employee Performance Evaluation, City Manager.
Motion to adjourn to closed session.
We're adjourned to closed session. Reconvening the 3:30 City Council meeting. Vice Mayor?
The evaluation of the city manager has concluded. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Weir?
Yes, thank you. I want the record to reflect that I am not pleased with the city manager's performance, and I have no confidence in his abilities.
Thank you. Councilmember Bashir Tosh?
I would just like to echo the same sentiment that Councilman Weir during our closed session. I don't have faith in our city manager.
And with that, we stand adjourned at 5:17.